Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You guys are still with us on the Lowdown. We just had a fire performance by my man, solo artist Saxx. Come on. Come on, man. Bro, that song, now I'm not an expert, but you know I love music. I love hip hop. That song's a hit, my friend. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome, man. Thank you for being here on the Lowdown. First thing I want to ask you, though, your name. It's very unique. How'd you come up with that?
Solo artist Saxx. I needed a name that described me and my connection with music.
Okay.
And solo artist Saxx represents the next generation of MCs and entrepreneurs and DJs.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was God-given, you know.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like that. Now, where did you first start doing hip hop? Where's home for you?
Home for me is Kannapolis, North Carolina, born and raised.
Okay.
But I also reside in Buffalo.
Okay, so you went from the south to the real north.
Yes, sir.
It's cold in Buffalo, man.
Yes, sir.
Bro, it's real.
Yes, sir.
It's real winter up there, man. I know I look like I'm built for it, but I can't do winter like that, man.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold out there.
It's very cold. Now, do you remember the time when you first fell in love with hip hop? Because we all have a story what we did.
Yeah, I fell in love with hip hop at a very, very young age, and I guess it had a lot to do with listening to groups like Gang Starr, The Lost
Come on,
Boys,
man. Come on.
and guys like that.
I'm a child of the 90s, so you're talking my language right now.
Right.
Guru, Unlimited. Yes, man. Lost Boys.
Yeah, with the whole culture, breakdancing, DJing, rhyming, the
Graffiti.
yeah,
All of it.
whole thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what made you say, I want to be a part of that and I want to actually do it?
I felt it's a talent, a blessing, and a gift.
It has to be.
Yeah, and that made me pursue it.
Yeah. And you pursued it and you're actually doing very well. I'm
Thank
going to give you the flowers while you're sitting here, my friend Saxx.
Thank
Your song Blowing, which is currently #1 on all DSPs right now, has several million streams,
Yes.
my friend. Come on, man. 7 million streams.
Thank you.
What things do you contribute to your success, man, and why people resonate and want to listen to what you have to say?
I feel like you can't force people to like what you're doing. And so I put the record out there organically.
Okay.
I wanted an organic response. And I think prior to getting the millions of streams and being #1 on every platform.
Say it again.
Yeah, having millions of streams and having one of the #1 songs on every platform independently, I have what others are chasing. God gave me.
Absolutely. And I think what makes it organic, like you said, is you didn't go chasing a sound. You put out what you feel. You put out your sound, and people came to it.
Right.
You wasn't chasing anything.
Right.
It's real. That's
Right.
why people like it. We like authentic, man. Us hip-hop fans, we just want something that's going to be original. We want it to be creative, and I think you've produced that with the music that you actually do, man.
Thank you.
No, you're quite welcome, man. I mean that, man. Now, you have a special relationship with one of the people I grew up listening to, Mr. Cheeks. Speaking of the Lost Boys.
Correct.
Can you explain to everybody how you know that man?
Well, I got on the road at age 15 and did my first promotional tour with the Lost Boys and several other A-list artists, De La Soul,
Come on.
Group Home,
Come
Arm
on,
City,
Group Home.
Onyx, Dies Effects,
Yes.
and the list goes on. But I met Cheeks at 15, and the way he embraced me on the stage, our rapport and our relationship went from there. And 20 years later, I signed with Mr. Cheeks, somebody I grew up.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like he watched me grow. And yeah, like I said, he started Wonder Twin Records.
Yes.
And so we sat down and took care of the business. And I'm just thankful and appreciative to know and be with one of my mentors.
Bro, stick with it because that's definitely somebody who knows what he's talking about when it comes to this business. Bro, listen to everything that man put out.
That's right.
Yeah, you got a good mentor, man, right now. Now, tell me a little bit about the meaning behind 6.2.
Well, when you're dealing with supreme mathematics,
Okay.
6 is equality,
Yes.
2 is wisdom,
Yes.
6 plus 2 is 8, and we build off that. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah, so that's what the company was established off of, equality and wisdom.
And gotcha. And tell me about the hippography NFT art exhibit documentary you're working on.
It's actually like a biopic for me, and it tells about my life story from the 90s to now. I was filming myself. I documented all the shows.
Your journey, everything
my
you was
journey,
doing,
all the way
behind the
up.
scenes, all that good stuff.
So we have been working on a documentary. We're just going to incorporate that with art and as well as current NFTs and, bring it all together. I wanted to do something for the pioneers too. So normally when you do art exhibits, the canvases that are painted, the consumer buys it or whatever, but I want my connection with the pioneers that I know to be able to have access to the paintings,
Yes.
autograph them, make them more authentic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tell their story behind what the cover art meant for them, and tie it all into my music and art and the whole fast forward of NFTs right now.
You got this, man. I want to tell you something, Saxx. I'm a fan of yours. I told you when we first started talking on social media, I'm a fan of what you do, and I don't want you to stop. But I want people out there watching you right now to definitely support you, follow you, whatnot. So can you please share with them your social media so they can do that?
Social media on every platform is Solo Artist Saxx, and that's spelled with 2 X's on every platform.
There you go. Love it, man. Black excellence at its best. All right, guys. Yes, wonderful. Now, I got another great guest for you guys right now. You're going to thoroughly enjoy this. He is a producer of a new documentary about his father. Y'all give it up for my good friend, Marlon Brown. There he is.
Right, man.
There he is. What's up, Chief? What's going on, man?
Can't
All
call
right,
it, bro.
each
I
scoot
can't
down.
call
1 second. Here we go. Saxx, Marlon.
How are you? Good.
Welcome. Bruh,
What's going on, James?
this is a reunion right now, man. I'm going to jump right into it. We ain't got a lot of time, but
Yeah.
man, we went to high school together, bro.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
you. You saw me. I was always this fool, right?
40 years of foolery.
Now they pay me for it, though.
Listen, do what you got to do.
Absolutely,
Do
man.
the right thing.
It's a privilege to have you here, man.
Thank
Not
you.
only
Thank
because
you.
of the things you do on your own in the community, giving back, helping so many kids in sports and what you do at schools, but I want to point out the fact that your father, you got to make a great documentary, which is now on Roku TV, about the life and how this man made history in a place where we come from. I want you to talk a little bit about that, Marlon.
Right. Well, let me just start out. I don't want to take all the credit myself.
Okay.
Because it really wasn't my idea. Everything basically started over COVID.
Amen.
Once
Okay.
COVID started, everything got shut down and closed. So my cousin up in New York, obviously he was working, I think, in the medical field in Manhattan. So obviously everything was done from home.
Okay.
So what happened was one day he said to himself, I want to start doing some writing. And while he had time on COVID time,
That's right.
he was able to write as much as he could.
Okay.
So his idea had popped into the head about Dad, which was his uncle, about the legacy that he started down here in Florida.
Absolutely.
So along with his writing and his ideas about Dad, another part of the story had come up with one of our aunts in the family.
Okay.
So we made a connection to do a family story.
Okay.
So I don't even know if you know this much, but Dante Culpepper is my cousin.
Oh, say that again.
So yeah,
Dante.
Yeah.
Big Dante, if
Big
you will,
Dante.
man. Yeah, man.
In the family, we call him Donnie, but it's Dante.
Dante.
So
Go
we,
night.
we started
UCF
that
night. There you
UCF
go.
night. So we started the story with our aunt Darlene, who took him in as a young black kid to keep him out of trouble.
Amen.
So she raised him and a lot of us throughout the family. So we combined his story with my dad's story and came up with this family story of how Dante started playing football at Vanguard High School in Ocala, came down here to Orlando, put UCF on the map.
On the map.
Put
I
him on the
remember
map.
that. Yes.
From then, he went to the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
I do think, I want to say Miami Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and
Mike
then,
knows.
and then he went out west to the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. And then I believe last time we had a conversation, he opened up a restaurant here in Orlando on the east side, somewhere out there by UCF.
Okay.
So along with his avenue,
His success, his
and then
journey.
Dad's success, we combined them.
And we're going to talk about
Yeah.
your dad right now because I grew up in Kissimmee. That's the city that we were talking about. Growing up, Kissimmee looked a lot different than what it is today.
Way different.
It was very different. There was not a lot of melanin. We'll say that. Not at all. It was before we had a lot of Latin brothers and sisters moving from Puerto Rico to Central Florida. So it was predominantly white, right? And we had a fire station, if you will. No black people.
One fire station.
One fire station. That's how little our little town.
One.
Your dad made history. Tell them why.
So we're from Ocala,
Yes.
Florida.
Yes.
Okay, probably about a good hour, 15 minutes north of here. So when my dad graduated high school, he lived across the street from the fire academy in Ocala.
He got to see it.
So standing in the yard, watching those firefighters go through their training every day, it just got into his head that he wanted to be a firefighter.
Why, I want to do that.
I want to do
Why
that.
can't I do that?
Right.
Yes.
So as a young black man trying to get into the white world,
yes,
it was difficult, but he challenged himself to do it. Going through the academy, got his certificates and certifications. Nobody in the Ocala area would hire a black firefighter.
Talk about it.
This was back in, I want to say, late 60s,
Wow.
whatnot. So I don't know how he got the information through to Kissimmee, but he found it, drove down here, had an interview with the fire chief, and I believe he and the fire chief had a conversation to where the fire chief wanted to inaugurate that African-American world. So we got hired.
Shout out to that chief.
Shout out to that
doing
chief.
that.
His name was Larry Arlo, Lawrence Arlo.
Yeah.
Once my dad got the job here in Kissimmee, obviously couldn't find a place to live. So my dad used to drive from Ocala to Kissimmee.
Come on.
To go to work because there was nothing in the Ocala area that would take him. But Chief Arlo Lawrence helped my dad find a place.
Yes.
And our first place that we lived in was an apartment here in Kissimmee, a small town. And once we got into Kissimmee and got established, it was just me and my sister at the time, my mom and dad, me and my sister. So at that point, back in the 70s, it was just really, I mean, it was racial. I mean, just keep it.
We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it real.
It was racial.
People have no idea. And I'm going to tell you real quick,
Yeah.
Kissimmee was a different place. Now you look around, multicultural, melting pot. But when your dad did what he did, it was inconceivable that he would do that. A lot of people have an opportunity to actually live through history. Your dad made it. I want people to understand. It's coming soon, a documentary right now, an untold story of JB, if you will.
Correct. LB.
I'm sorry. LB.
Oh, sorry.
LB is coming, man, on Roku TV. I need all y'all to definitely support it. Can you please give the social media so people can keep up with this story and definitely watch it?
My social media platform is you can Marlon Brown on Facebook, or you can go to Jalen Brown on Instagram. Or TikTok, my name again, Marlon Brown on TikTok as well.
We're going to support this, Marlon. We got you, man.
I appreciate
Proud
it.
of you and what your father has done, brother. Want to put that out there for everybody.
I appreciate
Come on, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Lowdown. On behalf of my wonderful guests, we got solo artist Saxx, Marlon Brown. Check out that. And Type my granddaughter. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hey.